my YouTube channel once again. So in this video we will learn or we will see how the Docker Swarm network will behave. I will create the user defined Docker Swarm network. Even we discuss about the default Docker Swarm network. Okay, so I have two machines ready, Docker node 1 and Docker node 2. Both are the fresh machine. Let me access the Docker node 1 machine. So let me log in with the super users. Let me clear out the console. So in this machine, I think Docker is not installed. Let me verify Docker with the help of hyphen version command. It's showing Docker command not found. So firstly, we need to install the Docker with the help of yum command. The command will be the Docker install yum install Docker. Sorry, this is the command. After that, it will be asked for your confirmation. So you need to provide the your confirmation. Press Y for your confirmation, and then it will install all the 11 dependency for your that Docker. Okay, this is a Docker version which is going to install 25.0.8 and rest of the dependency for this Docker. So the container ID, all these things. So Docker install properly. Let's start this service. So command will be the service Docker start. So this command will start the Docker service. Now let's verify Docker install or not. Command will be the Docker version. So it's showing the Docker version 25.0.8 installed in this machine. So let's clear out the console. So if we want to check how many the default network available inside that Docker, so command will be the Docker network ls. Okay, so these are the default network. In these three network, there is no any that ingress network or the gateway network is showing, because still we did not initialize the Docker Swarm. So once we initialize the Docker Swarm, automatically both of the network driver will reflect over here. Okay, so let's initiate that Docker Swarm in this machine. So firstly verify the Docker info command. So Docker info command is showing the swarm is in active mode. Okay, so if you want to enable the swarm in this node, so command will be Docker swarm init. So it will initialize the Docker swarm in this machine, and this is that command with token if you want to join other node for, to in this Docker swarm cluster. Okay, so you can note it down this complete output in a safe place. Okay, further we will require this the complete command. Okay, so let me clear out the console. So we simply initiated or install Docker, activate the Docker Swarm service in this node. So now let's verify how many nodes are how many network are available. The Docker network ls will be the command, and right now it's showing two more network driver. One is that ingress. These are default that swarm or overlay network driver which is used inside the swarm cluster. So ingress will helping while suppose you have multi-node cluster, you have 2 or 3 node in your cluster, and your service or your container for respective service are are distributed in a different node. So ingress this ingress type network, which is overlay type network, will helpful to communicate the container which is having on different nodes inside the Docker Swarm cluster. But this gateway bridge that network type will helpful for communicate with the node inside the cluster. Suppose you have multi node cluster, there 3 or 4 node in your cluster. So how the node will connect each other, how the data traffic from the one node to other node, that is a part of the this bridge type of network. But the container which created under the service, and that container will distribute under this multi-node environment. So how the container which is existing on the different node will communicate with each other, that is a part taken care by this ingress type of network. Okay, so if you want to create your own ingress type of network, the command will be docker network create, then -d means diver will be the overlay, diver type will be the overlay. Okay, and then network then your network name, let put the name my overlay. So command, if you want to create the your own or user defined overlay network, so command will be the docker network create d for driver. So driver is the overlay, and then the network name, so it is the network name. Okay, press enter. So it's created that your own user defined user custom network, with the driver is that overlay type driver. So this is the id. So let's show the complete command, which is the docker network ls. So this time one more overlay network is reflecting, which is the my overlay network, which recently we created. Okay, and its id the same id which is reflected in above. Okay, you want to remove if you want to remove this overlay network which you created, the command will be docker network rm and then the network id, which is start with the whny and whny. So let me put whn. Okay, so it's remove this network overlay network which you created. So let's verify with the help of docker network ls. Okay, so only ingress type, default ingress type network is showing. So again, if you want to create the same command, you can use docker network create -d for driver type with the overlay, and then your network name. Network name I'm going to assign same my overlay. If you want to change, you can change that network name. So again, it's created, and it's this time id started with the x09. Okay, let's verify with the same command docker network ls, and this time it's reflecting. Okay, so right now let me clear out firstly my console. If we want to check how many node are inside my this swarm cluster, so command will be the docker node ls. So only one node is part having inside this docker cluster. The node name, this is the node name, is the same name which I'm working. So this is the own node is part of that docker swarm cluster. So this is a single node docker swarm cluster, and it react as a leader. Okay, it react as a leader, and its version, docker version, using 25.0.8, and availability is showing active, and status is ready, and this is that node id. Okay, and this is the node name. Okay, so this is a single node swarm cluster. So this node working as a leader. Okay, let me, if you want to inspect the driver network driver which you created, the command will be docker network inspect, and then after that the network name or network id. So let me put my network name. I assign the net name as a my overlay. So if you want to inspect the network type which you created, which you created, so command will be the docker network inspect and then network name or the network ID. Okay, so it's showing this type. So this, so it's showing that if the container, if you run any service and then service will run the container, then container IP start with this range, this range. Okay, 10.0.2.0/24 range. So if you create any service under this custom or user defined overlay network, so that service will assign the IP under this range. Okay, this range. Okay, fine. So right now it's not showing any node IP. Okay, let me verify the node IP. What is my node IP? So node IP will be IP config. So my node IP is that 172.31.29 is the 73. This is the my node IP. But if you create the service inside in under this network type, then the container which is part of the service having the IP range of 10.0.2.0. Okay, so let's verify that thing. Okay, so now I'm going to create a one service. Okay, so command will be a docker hyphen service docker service, then create, and then that hyphen name, the service name. I will provide a service name as a demo. Okay, then hyphen network. You can define that user defined network, otherwise it will be create the default English network. If you don't define the network, then this service created under the default English network. Okay, but I want to use this overlay network which we created, huh? So that's the reason we define the hyphen network parameter, then define the name of your network. So my network name is my overlay. Okay, then the image, let me use that alpine image, and then the argument is a ping and space www dot google.com. Okay, so I'm create the service under this overlay network which we created, huh? The command is the docker service create hyphen name, service name I define as a demo, hyphen network we are using my overlay network is a user defined custom network, and then this is alpine is the image, docker image which we are using under this service, and the argument is the ping www.google.com. So it's creating that service. So let's verify service created or not. So docker service ls, so it's created one service. Let's verify how many tasks running under this service. The command will be the docker service ps and then the service id. Service id started with the nkk. So it's showing the one, this is the task running under this service, this is a task id, this is the name of the task demo.1, means this is only one task running under the service. If we have two tasks running under the service, then the command, then the name will be the demo.2, other task name will be the demo.2, but this time only one task is running under the service, so the name is the demo.1. Okay, this is the id, this is the name, this is the image we are using, and the service running on this node only, because in the cluster we have only single node. Okay, and Desired stage is running, and it's running last 34 seconds. Okay, so let's verify the container as well. So command will be the docker container ls. It's let me correct my docker spelling. Docker container ls. What happened again? Container. Okay, docker container ls. So it's showing that this is the container ID, this is the name, image name. Okay, the command, this showing the command is the ping www.google.com, created 1 minute ago, status. Okay, port, we don't define any port, and the container name is the demo.1. This is the task name. This is the firstly, this is the service name, demo is the service name, demo.1 is the task name, and the dot at the all this complete name is the container name. Okay, so this standard the is follow the naming conversion. Okay, so let's verify the container IP as well. So command will be the docker container inspect, and the container ID which is starting with the 199. Okay, so this is the container and its IP is that 10.0.2.3, the same range which I confirmed that the network under that overlay networks, the same range IP is assigned. Okay, 10.0.2.3, the IP of the container. Let's verify that overlay network and inspect that overlay network. So command will be the docker network inspect. Our network name is that my overlay network. So it's showing that it's right now it's updating the node. This is the IP of node which is having inside the cluster. So the cluster having on single node cluster. So this is the IP of the cluster. 172.31.29 is the 7, and that dot 73 is the IP of that basically node IP. Okay, where this cluster is running. Okay, and this is the container name demo.1 and the container IP 10.0.2.3. Okay, so this is the way how that network is behaving. Okay, now let's add this other node inside this cluster. So I'm going to add access this node, even node 2. Let me connect first. Sudo su, I'm switching with the power user. Then I need to firstly install the docker because docker is not installed. Let me verify with the command of docker hyphen version. Docker is not installed. Okay, command for installing the docker is that yum install docker. So it will ask for your confirmation. So press Y for your confirmation. Yeah, so it's installed. So firstly I need to start the service. After installing the docker, command will be the service docker start. Okay, and let's verify with the help of docker hyphen version. So docker is running as version 25.0.8, and in this node the swarm is not activated or initialized. Let's verify with the help of docker info, and it's showing the swarm is in active mode. Okay, so swarm is still in inactive mode. So I'm going on my node 1, which IP start end with the 73. This is my node 1 IP that end with the 73. and this is my node 2 which IP and with the 198. Okay, so I'm going to my node 1, and let's verify how many node under this cluster with the help of docker node ls. So only one node cluster is this, so I'm going to add other my node 2 on to in this cluster. So I need that token, joining token. So if you miss that token, we will regenerate that token with the help of docker swarm join token manager. ठीक है, command is the docker swarm space join dash token space manager. So this is the token. So you just this in this token what this is the token with complete command. So the command is the docker swarm join hyphen token. This is the complete token. And who is the leader node? This IP is the leader node, and this under this IP that swarm is running under 2377 port. Okay, this is a complete command. So let's copy this complete command and need to switch on the my node 2. This is my node 2 which IP end with 198, and just simply paste this command on your node 2, or you have multiple node like node 3, node 4, just paste this simple command on the node remaining all the nodes. Okay, so it's showing this node join the docker swarm and as a manager. So let's verify. I'm in the node 1. Let's verify with the help of docker network docker host ls. So it's docker host what's docker host, not a docker host in place of host, sorry, docker node. The command, exact command is docker node ls. So it's showing the two nodes, one node and with the 198. This is my node 2, it working as a reachable, and this is the my node 1 IP is and with the 73 is IP and with the 73, and it react as a leader IP. Okay, so now let me verify the same network again in this node 1. So command is the docker network inspect, and the overlay network name is the my underscore overlay. So it's showing only one host right away. Okay, so same I'm going to my node 2. Okay, and same command docker network ls. If we fire this command, execute this command, all the existing network which having inside that node 1 means all this network which we created under the docker swarm cluster will reflect all the available node. That node may be work as a leader or reachable, that will be other thing. Okay, but all the available network which is showing inside the cluster will reflect all the available nodes. Okay, so let me verify here with the inspect command, docker network inspect, and then the network name which is the my overlay. So it's don't showing any node here. Okay, it don't showing any node, because if we run any service and that service if that service container running inside that node 2, then that overlay network will update that host record entry. Okay, so let's verify. So I'm in the node 1. I'm going to create one more service. Okay, so command will be the docker service create hyphen name will be the web. I'm going the service name as a web hyphen network will be the my underscore overlay, then hyphen replicas. I want to 2 replicas for this specific service. Then image name, I'm going to use nginx. Before of that, I need to assign the port. Let's port is the 80 port for the host, 80 port for the container. Then image I'm taking nginx. Okay, this is a complete command. So I'm creating the one service. Command is the docker service create hyphen name. This is the service name. Network, we are using our user defined overlay network. Then replica, I want to 2 tasks for this service or 2 container for this service. Is that's the reason I'm provided replica is equal to 2. Then hyphen port, 80 port for that host port, and this 80 for the container port. So I want to access this service under the port 80. Okay, and then the image. So let's hit. It's showing service converge. Let's verify service created or not with the help of docker service ls. So it's showing 2 service. One is that demo service in which we use Alpine latest image, and that other service name is the web service. This is a service ID, this is a service name, and its 2 tasks or 2 container is running, image nginx latex, all these things. This is the port number. Okay, so let's verify these 2 tasks are running on which node. Okay, with the help of docker that service, then service name or IP. Let me put the name, and docker service ps and the service name web. So it's showing that this service 2 tasks are running. One is a web service name dot one is the one task, and the service name dot two is the second task. This is a task ID, and both service are one service running on this node. This is the leader node, and one service running on the my node 2. This is the node 2. Okay, so let's verify docker container ls. So here we can check that the nginx only one container is running. This is the one container running. Okay, for this web service. Okay, and this is the other service which is the demo service. Okay, this container for the demo service. Okay, so I'm going in the my node 2. Let's verify here docker service ls. So he's showing both of the service, and let's verify the container here. I did not create any container means in this node 2, but the leader node distribute that service or task to every available node. So let's verify. So command will be the docker container and ls. So it's showing the one container with the nginx container, and the name is the web1. So this container is running under this web1 service. Okay, or this web service, under this web service. Web1 is that task name. Okay, let's inspect our user defined overlay network again in this node. I'm in the node 2. Command will be the docker network inspect, and then the network name which is the my overlay. So this time it's added the node 2 IP in this details. Okay, so this is the node 2 IP, and this is the node 1 IP. So both IP are showing here. Okay, this is our node 1 IP 73. Let's verify at the last is the 73. Okay, and this is our node 2 IP which end with the 198, which is end with the 198. Okay, and this is a container which is running under this service, and its IP again in the same range 10.0.2.6. Okay, the same range. Okay, 10.0.2.6. Okay, so this is the way how the container will react or communicate with each other, even they are deployed on different node under the same cluster, and how the cluster how the node under the cluster is communicate with each other. So I think you learn lots of things under this video lecture. If you have still any doubt, any suggestion, please let me know in that video comment section. Thank you for watching.